Hello and welcome to the next video of my prospect series where we go over the best players in the academy systems of the four major regions. This video does not have any LCS players on it because nobody stuck out statistically. I do not watch the minor region, the academy leagues. So this is kind of like Moneyball, where we look at stats and we, talk about these players. And I just realized, unlike the last two videos, I had highlighted the players I talked about previously. I think only Polbey, Feisty might be as well as somebody that I've talked about in the past in other iterations of these style videos. But you're going to notice that there's only two non-Korean players on this list out of the 9 players, right? Yeah, 9 players on here. Korean imports in ERLs and Korean imports in China dominating. So first we have Feisty at 19 years old, played for KT Rolster's Challengers team. In 48 games, had a 4.3 KDA, 9.3 CS per minute. And you're going to see that CS number there. We only have one player below 9 even on this list. Truly, these guys are heavy carry-oriented players, resource-heavy players. And I will acknowledge that this does not give a lot of insight on facilitators. And there might be some really good ones, but as far as I'm concerned right now, we're just looking at high resource players that, put in work, right? That are players that we could bring up to the major region level right now, top tier level, and see them have some success. So 74.8 KP, so 3 out of every 4 kills. The only player that high, 22.9 gold share, 618 damage per minute, which is about 29% of KT's damage, so he is borderline primary carry, and you're going to see the majority of the players on this list are. At 15 minutes, he's ahead 210 gold, 10 CS, 190 XP against other CK mid laners, 13 solo kills, 11 champions played. I believe he's going to be the replacement for BDD in 2025. Call Me from Nongshim. Originally, I didn't have him on this list, but I end up including him. A lot of people like to talk about him, and I think that he's borderline should be on this list, and it's more so for this part than his play throughout the game. So at 20 years old, he was a heavy carry player for Nongshim's Challengers team. 48 games, 3.8 KDA, 9.3 CS per minute. So they're giving him a ton of farm. 70.1 KP, 22.4 gold share. However, under 600 DPM. Now, that's the only player on this list under 600. So he's farming a lot. He's involved, but he's not really dealing that damage. 26.6 damage share, so he is clearly the secondary carry on that team. We had Vital on that team and Jiwoo at times, and both of them did very well in the 80 carry position. And then at 15 minutes, he wasn't gapping his opponents. Only up 45 gold, 2 CS, 175 XP. Aggressive, a lot of solo kills, 18 of them, and 12 champions played in 48 games. So he's very good, don't get me wrong, but I almost didn't have him on this list. Polbey, 19 years old for D plus Kia, an excellent player, a player that is in contract prison. 58 games played, 4.1 KDA, 9.2 CS per minute, 68.3 KP. 22.3 gold share, 617 damage per minute, 28.3% of the team's damage. So he's a secondary carry, if not primary. Thanatos, Lucid, and Topside. Rahel at 80 carry. That D plus roster in Challenger was excellent. 295 gold, 4 CS, 200 XP up at 15 minutes. 12 solo kills, 10 champions played. So a smaller champion pool, but still an excellent player. For DRX, we have C-Tab. C-Tab, or I'm going to go C-Tab, is a player that I think is actually listed on DRX's roster for this upcoming year, that he may be getting an opportunity alongside Kieho. I think Fate was allowed to leave. 3.6 KDA, 9.3 CS per minute, and 60 games played. I believe DRX also won Challengers. 68 KP, 23.4 gold share. So that is heavy resources. That is heavy resources for a mid laner secondary carry. 676 damage per minute is 31.2% of the team's damage. 265 gold, 5 CS, 150 XP up, so slightly ahead in the laning phase against other mid laners in challengers, and then would take the ball and run with it, dealing a ton of damage, getting the resources from the rest of his team. 16 solo kills, 12 champions played. We may see him this year. DRX do not look like they're going to be a world beater, so similar to Nongshim, actually, I could see Call Me and C-Tab getting looks this year just because the teams aren't doing that well. LPL, we have Zhao Caobao. Zhao Caobao played for a team I'm going to have as MJ on there. That's the initials. 21 years old, so he's the oldest player on this board. He had great stats. 84 games played, died a lot with 3-2 KDA is not bad. I mixed him up with Whistle for a second. 9.6 CS per minute, so that is the primary carry. How much farm is your AD carry getting if your mid laner is getting 9.6? Or is your top laner glorified support? Somewhere in there, that team was all over the place. In the LDL, that is one of the non-LPL affiliated teams, if I recall. 71.4 KP, 23.7 gold share, 677 damage per minute. That's the second highest on this board. Ton of gold, ton of damage. One of these lower tier LPL teams should be thinking about signing him. There are a lot of, teams that look for Korean import mids. And in that case, you end up going to a Chinese mid, which is fine. They're excellent as well. But at the same time, I think a player like this is somebody that you could get low budget if you're in Anyone's Legend, an LGD, Rare Atom, Ultra Prime, those sort of teams that kind of have stunk for a little while. 18 champions in 84 games. Then we have 0909. He is a player that we saw play in 2022 with OMG, I think. Cream got benched for a short amount of time, and I forget if it was in 22 or early 23. And 0909 played, didn't look great, but then again, he's 20 years old now, so he's 19 or even 18 then. He's been cast off by OMG, now playing for Ultra Prime, only played in summer. 27 games, 3.1 KDA, 8.9 CS per minute, 68.2 KP, 22.8 gold share, 6.16 damage per minute. That's solid. A player that should be getting a longer look. Like, these players are a mix of guys that I think should be up right now and getting signed, and then also players that are like, hey, early on in 2024, watch these players, keep track of them because you may see them before the end of the year getting an opportunity. 9 champions in 27 games. Then in ERLs, we have Whistle. Whistle is 20 years old, played for Lol Esports Turkey in the TCL, now in ERL. He had formerly played with Afrika Freaks Academy system a few years back. 32 games played, 2.7 KDA, 9 CS per minute, so dies quite a bit. 60.2 KP, so not very involved. You're going to see the 3 LEC or ERL players, these mid laners, very resource heavy, not involved. They're farming, they're not fighting. They are very carry tunnel oriented in terms of, you're just kind of on a mission. I'm going to get farm. You guys fight away from me. I'm just going to be in the side lane farming, and then I'll deal damage in the late game. So 22.8 gold share, 636 damage per minute, and 29.3% of the team's damage. He was the carry for that squad. And if not the secondary carry, 29% is very high. You see that for 80 carries. Up 195 gold, 7 CS, 190 XP at 15 minutes, 6 solo kills, 14 champions played in 32 games. Yeah, so Whistle is a solid player. I think somebody that if you're looking for a import mid, worthy of a look. Slow Q played for Zero Tenacity, 19 years old. He is dual citizenship, Sweden and Korea. He's only played in ERLs throughout his career and developed in the European system. So I think that's one of those deals, maybe born in Korea, moved to Sweden. I don't know. But I guess isn't an import, so I shouldn't have said that. His nationality is less Korean and Swedish. Had a great split for Zero Tenacity in summer. 19 games, 6.1 KDA, 9 CS per minute. Dominant. 57 1 KP, so the least involved, under 3 out of every 5 kills. 22 gold share, 632 damage per minute, 25-7 damage share. So secondary carry clearly, but did farm a lot. So a little selfish when it comes to playing the game. On average up 375 gold, 9 CS, 210 XP, 4 solo kills, 9 champions played. So it doesn't go after it and get aggressive. We're not looking at an Eminez situation, or even who's that player I talked about in the top lane video who had like 25 solo kills or something. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Just not aggressive. Gonna passively play through lane, get ahead, get resources, and then in the late game deal damage. Lastly, we have 610. Lol Esports, 19 years old, a player that I cannot believe did not get a sizable offer from an LEC team. He should be in the LEC. These numbers are outstanding. The way he played in EU Masters, EMEA Masters, it's criminal that he's not on a team, in my opinion. 34 games, 5-1 KDA, 9-7 CS per minute, 58-7 KP. Yes, does that mean he's involved? Not necessarily. He's involved in more kills than he's not. These are like top laner KP numbers. But the CS, he is mechanically very gifted. And 23-4 gold share, 701 damage per minute. The guy still dealt damage. Wasn't as involved as everyone else on his team. Still dealing 700 damage per minute, 25-7 damage share, 440 gold, 9 CS, 60 XP up. 17 solo kills, 9 champions played. A solo kill every other game, getting a ton of gold, dealing a ton of damage, 19 years old. I don't know why he's not in an LEC roster this upcoming year. I really don't. You want budget, salary cap, and all that jazz? You could have probably gotten him cheap and locked him up for 2-3 years. You could have locked him up through 26, I imagine, if you really wanted to. So, I don't know. Like, that's a player that's puzzling me why he didn't get signed. Maybe he knows better. He's got an agent that's like, hey, how about we hold out for a minute? But, I mean, he's good. There are quite a few good players on this list in mid lane. And, you know, it's, like, I know it's very resource heavy, and that's what I'm emphasizing here. I'm emphasizing carry-oriented mids. And there are facilitators, I'm sure, that do find great angles, create, make things happen, and those players have to be paired with a top lane carry because, you know, the offset. Otherwise, you need to have somebody that can obviously do both, and those are very rare. To find somebody that can do facilitating and carry equally as good at an extremely high level, hard to do. Xiaohu and Faker, that's really all you're going to find. Chovy tried to do it this year. You're not going to find many players that can do both. And do it at these numbers. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.